Hey, what's up guys? Nalewanyj here, bodytransformationtruth.com with the first installment of a new Q&A series that I'll be doing over the next several weeks. I've put out quite a bit of content over the last few years. I think there's over 250 videos on this channel now, and since new subscribers join the channel every day, and because there are so many individual points that I've gone over in all of my previous videos, I just wanted to use this Q&A series to sort of go back and summarize a lot of the more popular topics that I've covered. Those of you who follow my content on a regular basis know that I tend to be pretty thorough with each video that I put out. And so with this Q&A series, I'm just going to try to provide concise, straight to the point answers and give you just more simple tidbits of information that you can directly take and apply to your program. I'll be doing probably 5 questions per video and probably 12 to 15 videos in total over the next several weeks. So let's get started. Question number 1 is, in terms of exercise selection, what is the best approach for maximizing hypertrophy of the pecs? So in my view, the best overall lift for increasing chest size would be a basic dumbbell press performed at a flat or decline angle. Compared to barbell presses and most machine presses, dumbbells are going to allow you to train your chest through a larger range of motion, and they also prevent strength imbalances and shoulder injuries by allowing each arm to move independently and in a more natural arcing motion. And the flat or decline angle is going to be the best choice because it places the resistance in line with the lower sternocostal fibers of the pec, and that's the area where the majority of the mass is located. The upper chest should still be given some direct attention as well to make sure that you're getting full stimulation of your entire chest area, and an incline dumbbell press will be the most effective lift to target that portion. And finally, you can include a fly movement to just round out your chest workout and to really isolate your pecs with minimal involvement of your front delts and your triceps. Cable flies are going to be your best bet there because they provide consistent tension on your chest throughout the entire range of motion, whereas dumbbell flies only hit your chest to a significant degree in the lower and mid portion of the range because of the direction that gravity is pulling the resistance. So I'd recommend performing your cable flies at a decline angle, and that can be done either standing, so pulling the cables from a high to low angle, or done on a decline bench that you position inside of a cable stand. So there are obviously a ton of different ways that you could go about effectively training your chest, but the standard exercise sequence that I recommend is a flat or decline dumbbell press, followed by an incline dumbbell press, and followed by a decline cable fly. Question number 2, are weight gainer shakes a good choice for naturally thin guys who are looking to bulk up? The truth here is that most standard commercial weight gain powders are really nothing special, and they're usually just a basic mix of whey protein and simple sugar, usually maltodextrin. So these shakes are high calorie, but they really don't provide much in the way of vitamins, mineral, fiber, and other micronutrients. So if you find that you have a small appetite, or the convenience of having a pre-made powder to take with you on the go is of particular benefit to you, then a weight gain powder can be an acceptable option as long as it's treated only as a supplemental source and as long as it only makes up a relatively small portion of your total calorie intake for the day. However, if you have a few extra minutes on your hands, and if you have access to a blender and a few basic ingredients, then a homemade high-calorie shake is going to be a far better option. Go with whey as the protein source, and then just blend it along with your own whole food carbohydrates, so things like fruit or oats or yogurt, and some healthy fats as well, such as natural nut butters or healthy oils. And by doing that, you can still get a high-calorie shake, but in a far more nutritious and better tasting way. Question number 3, does performing cardio on an empty stomach burn fat more effectively in comparison to having a meal first? So based on the available evidence, I strongly doubt that Going the fasted cardio route is going to be of any measurable benefit for improving fat loss, and it might actually have some potentially negative effects as well. Fasted cardio does increase lipolysis, which is the amount of fat that is broken down, but it doesn't actually increase fat oxidation, which is the amount of fat that is burned. So in other words, fasted cardio causes your body to break down more fat than it can actually use for energy. And when it comes to fat loss, the limiting factor is fat oxidation and not fat lipolysis. And in the end, the fatty acids that aren't used for fuel are simply going to be restored as body fat. Most people way oversimplify how the body's energy systems work, and it's far more complicated than the simple logic of no food in the stomach means that fat is burned for energy, while having food in the stomach means that carbohydrates are burned for energy. Although the overall difference will probably be marginal either way, fasted cardio can actually have some potentially negative effects as well, including increased chances for muscle loss, as well as decreased overall workout performance. Question number 4, what's the deal when it comes to leg extensions? Some people say that they are a useful quad building exercise, while other people say that they're worthless for building muscle and they're hard on the knees. Personally, I would put leg extensions in the optional category, and even though they're definitely not an essential quad exercise, they can be useful in 3 main situations. The first is if you want to include some additional volume for your quads, but you're already very physically or mentally fatigued from your heavy compound lifts like your squats and your leg presses. The second is going to be if you have lower back issues and you need a quad exercise that doesn't stress that area. And the third is going to be if you want to perform some high rep work for your quads, but you find that your cardiovascular system becomes the limiting factor on bigger compound quad movements. So if you have otherwise healthy knees and you don't experience any discomfort when you perform leg extensions, then I don't think that they're going to pose a significant risk. As long as you make sure to adjust the machine properly to your individual body structure, make sure to execute each rep using a slow and controlled cadence, and stick to higher reps and focus on very gradually increasing the weight over time. And question number 5 is, what is the ideal resting time in between sets if your goal is to maximize muscle hypertrophy? So I've never really been a fan of having set rest periods in between sets, for the very simple reason that it's highly variable and it totally depends on which exercise you're performing as well as how intensely you're performing that specific set. Training all the way to complete muscular failure would obviously increase your need for rest in between sets in comparison to training a couple reps short of failure. And on top of that, performing a big compound exercise in comparison to a smaller isolation exercise, that would also increase your need for rest as well. A moderate intensity set of tricep extensions might only require maybe 45 seconds of rest for full recovery, whereas a high intensity set of say squats or deadlifts might have you resting maybe 3 minutes or more. So the very simple answer I would give here is that you should just listen to your body, and you should only perform your next set once you feel fully recovered from the previous one, and once you have 100% of your available physical and mental strength back intact. If your central aim in the gym is to build muscle size as effectively as possible, then your basic goal should be to move maximum weight for maximum reps on each set, obviously using proper form and within your targeted rep range. And if you intentionally short circuit your rest periods before you've had the chance to properly recover, all you're going to be doing is minimizing the total amount of muscular overload that you can achieve on the subsequent set. Just make sure that you aren't resting any more than you truly need to in order to make sure that you're able to move through your workout as efficiently as possible. So thanks for watching this Q&A lesson. I hope you found the information useful here today. If you want to learn everything you need to know to structure an optimal muscle building or fat burning plan based on your individual goals, your body type, and your lifestyle, make sure to head over to bodytransformationtruth.com and grab my complete body transformation blueprint system by clicking the icon at the top of the video or by using the link in the description box below. If you did enjoy the video, as always, please make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on future videos. And make sure to visit my official blog over at SeanNal.com for all of my latest articles, tips, and other updates. Talk to you again soon.